I'm joined by Dad as our guest commentator today.
Hello, everyone.
The fastest Canadian in the world, I've been told.
Wow. Yeah. Well, we're only comparing me to Lance Stroll and Nicholas Latifi, so it's not a high bar.
Okay, well, it's still your best or something. Yep. So here we are, all 14 drivers checked in, and we'll get qualifying underway. What's your predictions for tonight?
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how these guys do. I think we've talked about kind of a clear advantage for some of the MR cars, so I'm expecting to see, I don't know, good laps from Stevo, Apex, Fishtail. The one thing I was surprised about in our race was how well the Nismo did. I think Honda did a good job with it, so
yeah,
Matt's driving the Nismo. Yeah, he might have a good shot too.
Matt is the first one out on track, so we'll watch him do his outlap. We'll flick down the order, and then we'll...
Yeah, I'll flip around the bottom here.
So we'll see what the guys in the Discord predicted. Let's have a quick look. So, we've got Matt on pole from Chunky, Stevo on pole from Matt, Matt on pole from Apex. We have Zaskar on pole from Fishtail, which is a good shout with being the Porsche. Again, another Zaskar vote from Jake. A Fishtail vote from Asriel. And a Stevo vote. So there's a couple of people there that are all being voted on.
Yeah, it seems like it's anyone's qualifying, so to speak. Interestingly, all the Americans except for Isaiah came out like a lot later than everyone else.
Yeah, Jay still hasn't left. I was thinking that Fishtail was going to try and do his last to first again. It did almost work for him last weekend.
Yeah.
Panda said, "What do you think of the Ferrari?"
L'Apprentizione is, I hear the stocks are high with him, so...
After it's
I think it'll be interesting to see what strategy these guys go for. I'm assuming a couple of them probably watched our race, maybe didn't think a one-stop was necessarily possible or viable, so...
Yeah, I think the Lexus is average on tyre wear. If you've got a car that's better on tyres than that, I think the one-stop's definitely a viable option. I know Filthy did it in the Nismo. Oh, Jay's come out of the pit there at the wrong time.
Oh, yeah, no, it's interesting he waited. Oh, yeah, he's a little bit ahead of the traffic. I was going to say to wait and then come out in traffic is a little counterintuitive.
Right, so let's jump on board with a lap with Scott. 29.8 through sector 1. That's a pretty good time, to be fair. You should get, I think, how many laps do you get? About 3 or 4 laps? If you're at the front of the field?
Yeah, one of the things that I noticed was that sometimes, like, if you drive too aggressively on your first hot lap, your tires are too warm to really set a competitive time for your second or third one. So I know a couple of the guys in our qualifying dipped back into the pits after 1 or 2 laps and didn't necessarily, like, I don't even think it was for necessarily like the tire change, but just to reset, I think, the heat on the tires.
Yeah, another thing that GT doesn't do very well. Chunky said 7 stops is meta, so if any of the GT class are listening, let's go with that. Haj is putting Isaiah for another podium.
He's been driving well, especially considering, he was only with us for a couple of races last season, so it's nice to see him back and doing a good job.
Yeah, whole season off coming back. All that talking, we're at the end of Matt's first flying lap. What do you think to the no chicane version? Do you prefer no chicane or chicane?
I prefer no chicane. Especially in the Merc. Oh, 140.1 is a good lap.
That's a good lap.
Yeah. My next question was going to be, are we going to see anyone in the 139s? We only saw a couple, I think, in ours, so to be that close is, I think, pretty competitive.
Yeah, 100%. I think that GTR might be the only FR car that this track likes. We have Ronnie back as well this week, so obviously last week we had a special moment for his dad, so it's good to see him back racing. The chick on his home race. I think he's got a different livery on as well today, a special home livery. Zascar
across the
41-0.
Oh, wow. Lagostic's coming across now. 41.8. There's a huge gap to Matt. Like, Apex is 8.5 tenths off. Fishtail has just gone pretty quick.
Sit on board with Apex as he comes around this lap, see if he's up. Jake, 41-2. Jake's moved down from the Pro class into the GT class. Driving his baguette, as he calls it.
Do you think Jake spends a lot more time on ACC now, though, right?
Yeah, I think he's here. He's here for us. He's here since, you know, he's one of the OGs from the beginning. Don't think Apex is going to improve on this one. No, 2 tenths down.
No, and this is what I was talking about with the tires. Like, I don't think he made a mistake that lap, but if he's gone too hard on that first lap, sometimes it's better to just go back in the pits and reset. I think we give everyone enough time now where it's viable to do that.
Yeah. The only downside to that is obviously you refill your fuel.
Yeah, for sure.
It's not like we use that much. I mean, Shippo's got himself into a bit of traffic behind Bibby.
Yeah, it seems like everyone's kind of bunched up coming up to Sector 3.
Mac improved, 41.7, moving into 8th. Ross is about to finish a lap. If I can find anyone. Jake. No improvement this time.
Matt's just coming around to finish another one. I'm not sure if he's up, though.
Well, Matt's on an outlet.
Oh. Came out of the pit.
Where's his brother? To be fair, his brother's not in the top 8 at the minute.
Yeah, Steve was down at 14. He doesn't have a time set.
He must have had a penalty on his first lap.
So he's
This
coming
looks like
around
a good
now.
lap, to be fair, though. Puts
He's
himself
still
second.
well off his brother still, though.
I know that Steve was struggling in practice around them last 2 corners, so
It's those last 2 corners are deceiving. Like I think I prefer it over the chicane, as we were kind of talking about earlier. But if you don't hit that first one right and really cut it, then you send yourself pretty wide for the second one, and it can throw you off, I think, or you have to hit the brakes a little bit and lose a lot of time.
yeah, if you get on the power too early as well, you wash wide on the exit of the final corner, don't you, and end up picking up penalties. I got one there.
Yeah, I'm surprised I didn't actually get a penalty during our race. There were a couple where I was kind of gritting my teeth thinking it was coming, but... Fishtail's just coming around now. Oh, he's on the grass there.
Looks like another good lap though.
It's gonna be like 41.
Oh, 41 flat. Jake coming around. Straight to it. Look at the cockpit view of that Citroen. We are in the Batmobile, people. The yellow Batmobile.
Oh my
Stay
God.
on for a lap.
It looks so wide.
I wonder if he drives like that. It's definitely one of the most unusual looking cars that are on the grid.
Yeah, it's a unique choice, that's for sure. I think that's what he was going for too, so...
It's always good to be different.
Matt's just coming around now. He was a little wide on that second to last turn. Looks like it's gonna be a good sign. A little slower.
At least that Citroen being an MR car, it should be a track that it's quite strong at. It's also a rocket ship off the line.
Yeah, I've seen it's quick off the line. How is it on its tires, though?
pass on that one. I know it doesn't have the biggest fuel tank in the world.
Gotcha. Well, he's down on this lap right now by a 10. I don't see anyone improving. Fishtail's just coming across to the final corner now.
Oh, he's got a bit wide there, Jake.
Yeah. Fishtail didn't improve. Isaiah's round.
Where's Shipper on the track? Jay's coming round with Steve-O behind.
Yeah, I'd expect Steve-O to get a little closer to where his brother is here if he puts together a good lap. But he looked wide there again on the second to last corner.
Sometimes you know when a track's just not suited to you, though, don't you?
Yeah. I think you knew.
I'd say commentator's curse, but I think he did that himself. Right, let's go. It's final laps now, so jump on board with Shippo. We'll see who's got a lap after that. See if Shippo improves. Comes around the final corner. Don't look like Shippo's been back in the pits either.
No, yeah, that's a lot of wear on those tires.
Ooh, consistent.
Just off his best. Yeah.
Who's next to come around the corner? Isaiah. Oh, yeah.
Isaiah was around this lap, so he'll be well off, I think. Fishtail's right behind him.
And Mac.
Apex has a penalty. So I think maybe Fishtail and Zaskar are two guys who could do something here. Fishtail 140.9.
So on board is Zaskar is in front of the final corner. He does improve.
Nice.
Zaskar jumps up to 4th position. I think that's
Good
everyone.
lap.
No one else on a lap.
Yeah, looks like everyone's cruising around now.
So there's our pole sitter, Matt, in his Guinness mobile.
They've moved on from the Iron Brew.
Yeah, they're adults now. They finally grew up and having proper drinks.
I'm surprised Matt took it by that much. That's a good lap from him.
Especially in a car that's not exactly the most optimal for this track, but I think Honda improved in our race. It's definitely still quick. Let's quickly flash up these results. Get some screenshots.
Yeah, maybe I'll run through the order. So we've got Matt on pole, Steve-O second, Fishtail third, and Zaskar fourth on the second row, Isaiah fifth, Apex sixth, Jake in seventh, Shippo eighth, Jay ninth, Ronnie 10th, Lagastix 11th, Tom in 12th, Lechik 13th, Bibby 14th.
It was a great effort by Lechik as well, to be fair. 44s. It's not too bad.
You know, he's consistently getting closer to the pack, which is nice to see. He races with us basically every week, joins practices. He just has a good time, I think.
Yeah, he's a prominent face in the Discord as well. So I think off that quali time, I'm going to have to put Matt as prediction to win this.
Yeah, that's a quick time. I mean, it'll be interesting to see how everything shakes out after the first couple turns. You'd expect Steve-O's going to get off the line quick. The Porsches aren't the best off the line. How's the Lexus off the line? It's pretty decent.
It's the same as the sort of BM, so it'll be better than
Gotcha.
the Porsche, better than the McLaren, but that Citroen's rapid off the line, so I wouldn't be surprised if that Citroen ends up in like 3rd or 4th.
Yeah. Yeah, I think if he gets away cleanly, he's got a really good chance.
I think Matt's time would have put him 5th or 6th in our lobby.
It's like half a second better than my qualifying time, so. It'll be interesting to see what tires everyone comes out on. You'd expect probably mediums for most. I think with a full fuel tank, those softs probably disintegrate pretty quickly. But
So I think from what we've learned from our race, you can do a one stop, but it is dicey at the end of both stints. The only two people on here I could suggest to do it would be Apex and Tom, maybe. I'm not sure how some of the other cars are on tyres, but it's a bit dicey. But let's get this underway.
let's do it.
Turn 1 on this track as well is a bit of a nightmare because the run down to it is so long.
It's hard to pass too. Like it's a deceptively tough track to pass. You think there are a lot of kind of opportunities with the braking zones, but it's easy to make your car wide, I think, around a lot of these turns.
Alright, let's see if I remember these liveries long enough to leave the names off. Two lights, 3, 4, 5, and we're off.
All right, Steve-O got a good reaction off the line. He's already well ahead.
Already in 4th. Already in 3rd. That Citroen is rapid off the line. Oh, Matt tries to go down the inside. I think Fishtail went a little wide there. Apex sneaks up the inside into 4th.
Yeah, as expected, I think the Porsche's got kind of a bad start. They're a little bit slower off the line. Jay's on softs, which is interesting. Everyone else is on mediums.
As long as he remembers he's got to run mediums. At some point, it doesn't do what you did last week. You got held up by your friendly Dutchman.
Yes, unfortunately. But that is a good point. It's a mandatory tire race, so everyone's got to run mediums and softs at least once, and then after that they can do as they please.
Bit of a wiggle from Jake there. So everyone looks like they've got through this.
Oh, Steve-O's wide.
Zasgard making a move on Ronnie on the hairpin. Yeah, everyone looks like they've got through this relatively unscathed.
Apex has had a nice start, considering where he qualified.
Isaiah's down
and again,
to 12.
like, I think if he can... Oh, wow. I wonder if something happened there.
No damage.
Oh. But if Apex thinks about doing... Oh, he's got a penalty as we're talking about it, so commentators curse again. But if he thinks about doing a one-stop, I think he's in a kind of a good position now. You know, a little bit of free air in front of him. Fishtail's a little bit off him right now, but that'll change after the penalty. The other thing I've noticed with these tires is if you want to stretch them out that far, you really have to kind of like nurse them in the first couple of laps.
If you want to do a one stop, you need to decide now. If you try and do it 7 laps in, I think it didn't help being in the traffic at the beginning when I tried it. I was behind Harsh, and by the time I did get past him, I got a penalty, so I fell back behind him again, and I think that little bit of battle in there just kills your tyres a bit.
Yeah.
So there's power sliding like Steve-O's doing at the moment through them hairpins. But he has let his brother pass now, so let's see if he can stick with him.
Yeah, I wonder, I didn't actually see that happen. I wonder if he fought it very hard, or if, like, I think strategically, if he just wants to stick in the top 2, it might be best to let his brother through if he knows he's quicker.
I think Matt will only be quicker through this final sector. As long as Steve almost lost it. As long as he can close up throughout the rest of the track. Jake's still there as well. In the baguette.
Yeah, he's hanging on, which is nice. The baguettes. I was surprised actually in our race, like, because Panda and the Ferrari had the fastest lap a couple of times. Through the first sector, I found that I was purple a couple of times, and I don't know if the Ferrari's maybe a little bit slower through that first sector for some reason, if it doesn't maybe like the curb on the first chicane or something like that, but...
Yeah, I think even when Boosted had his in the practice race...
Jake's down the inside of Steve-O here.
Ooh. Oh, lovely racing there, room left.
Yeah.
Steve-O's back on the inside. Jake tucks back in behind. Look at that, bumper to bumper.
And I think this, like, if you are thinking about a one-stop, this right here is what you want to be avoiding in your first couple of laps, because they're going to be just burning through their tires, racing each other like this. I think Steve-O touched the grass there a little bit.
Bit of a flick foot a little bit further down the field, see what else is going on. So Apex has fell back after his penalty to behind Jay, so Jay's made up some positions on his softs. Fishtail's in 4th, Jay has a penalty in 5th, Apex in 6th, Shippo in 7th, I think he'll be happy with that so far. Ronnie in 8th, was a brilliant drive on his first race back. Zaskar in 9th, so he did overtake Ronnie on the last lap, looks like he's going to have to do it all over again.
Yeah, Zaskar started, like, he started 4th, right? So he's fallen back down quite a bit.
Smack in 10th, Isaiah in 11th, so he's made up one position since the start. Bibby in 12th, and Tom in 13th. And the chick I think might have had an incident, he's just started to fall off the back.
Yeah, no damage, but 13 seconds back, so something may have happened there. It could have gone off. Gotta say, I'm surprised Isaiah's down in 11th.
Let's see what he does if he can come back through. He asked me what I did. I don't know if he'll copy, but we'll try. Let's see if he does it. And Matt now pulled a 2.5 second gap.
Yeah. Jake's tires are looking like they're noticeably better than Matt's already. Not that anyone's are super worn, but...
Yeah, he does have the best tires, to be fair. I think the problem with that car, though, is you look at its fuel compared to Matt's car.
Oh, wow, yeah. God, it really does just drink fuel. That's crazy.
These have all got a good second gap between them all. Oh,
Apex and Jay.
Tokyo drift around that corner. Jay's on the inside now into this very tricky sort of chicane.
Yeah, I think on softs he'll probably make this stick, but you can see the tire wear difference between him and Apex already. He's going to be pitting well before.
Yeah, I think I pitted lap 20. I did 12 laps on the softs and they were done. So
yeah, 12 is asking a lot, fuel. I think.
That's with low fuel, so full tank of fuel. I'd be surprised to see many more than 8. But at least it gets him in the pits early. It'll put him in clean air on the mediums then to just pump out laps. Maybe he gets a bit of an undercut that way. He's made up some track position at the moment with them softs, so.
Yeah, and that's the key. Like,
he's just committing to a two-stop.
Yeah, but you also have to, if you're going to put them on at the start, you have to make them work. You have to make up positions or make sure that you're making up time to the field.
Even though he's on them softs, though, he still doesn't have fastest lap at the moment. Matt is absolutely flying.
Yeah, he's 3.5 seconds up now.
Ronnie's doing a good job today as well, hanging right in there. He's overtook Shipper.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with like who enjoys this track and who doesn't in the GT class, so it's interesting to see some of these guys seem to be excelling a little bit, you know, more or less than usual. Fishtail's hanging on to the back of Jake still. Second off. I think a lot of the Americans picked Fishtail to win or podium, so I think there's some heightened expectations, maybe.
Everyone expected Asriel to win as well.
Yeah,
I think he did well. He did well in that BRZ. I know he started relatively far back in the grid, and the one stop obviously worked for him as well.
Jay is actually catching these guys pretty quick. Pulling Apex along with him. But you get, like, Jay's tire is already over half worn. Like, he's going to get 3 more laps, maybe, before they really start to fall off here.
Jake is right on the back of Steve-O now. That Citroen was another car that got a big buff. Maybe it's not so much of a bigot anymore.
Oh, he's got a penalty.
He's got a penalty. Maybe it's been upgraded. What's your favourite bread that you bake?
Did they lighten it up, or I didn't actually look at that change for it.
Let me see if I can find it.
He's right on the back of Stevo, but this is like it's letting Matt just get away, and I think get away with, you know, ease, and he's not having to drive super hard. His tires look good.
The thing is, the Citroen will get quicker because it's going to lose its fuel. It's already used a quarter of a tank of around 6 laps.
Yeah.
And its tyre wear obviously is quite good still.
A little bit of a slide through that hairpin.
So the Citroen gained 6 horsepower and lost 20 kilos.
Okay, so that's a pretty significant change then. I mean, I think it definitely needed it, so.
Oh no, that's the high speed. Hold on, this is the mid speed.
Oh, and we're mid speed here.
Try and find it. There it is. So it just lost the 20 kilos on mid speed.
It's still a big change.
Yeah,
like,
it's still a big buff.
Material amount of weight. Oh, wow!
Even after serving that penalty,
corner.
even after serving that penalty, he's managed to keep ahead of
yeah.
Fishtail.
It's to be fair, like the penalty line here, I would say is one of the more forgiving ones on the calendar. It's on a straight, but kind of towards the end. I don't think you lose a ton of time after whatever you serve.
A short straight.
You're coming into your braking zone too, so sometimes that helps because, like everyone else is hitting their normal braking point, you're going a little bit slower, so you can brake a little bit later and try to defend if you've got someone coming close to you.
Fishtail is catching Jake now.
Yeah.
I'll stick on this. Is there anything going on a little bit further back?
Yeah, and this is where like Jay's tires have just fallen off. Like he was catching the top 4 until this lap, and now his front left is, you know, maybe another lap left in it. Honestly, if I'm him, I'm probably pitting and, I don't know, medium for the end.
Yeah, I think that's what he'll have to do. If you can get to 8, that'd be good. Well, definitely a good point then to start pitting. Got a couple more cars that seem to have fallen off the back as well. Flick through down to them in a moment.
Yeah, Tom's actually behind LeChick, but looks like he's maybe pitted, so I'm wondering if he got damage or something's happened there.
Oh, Jay, very deep on that hairpin.
He's wide coming around that corner too. His shield's all over him, but the tire wear is basically identical, so it's might just have a little bit more pace now.
Isaiah's not really making any inroads either into the rest of this pack. If anything, he's being left behind.
Yeah, I mean, he's up to 10th, but I think that's more a product of some of the guys behind him have either pitted or had a little bit of a mistake. I mean, if he is going for a one-stop, like, you know, he's not miles off the front, and you save a ton of time skipping that second pit. Pit is deceptively long here.
Yeah, it is. Matt's just set his fastest lap on the last lap as well, 41.8.
Wow.
Stevo's still holding on to second place. Jake and Fishtail side by side.
Yeah, if anything, Stevo's pulled away a little bit from these two. Hasn't really made up any ground to his brother, but...
Look how much fuel that Citroen's used.
It's crazy flipping between him and Fishtail behind him. Like, it's such a noticeable difference in fuel. I mean, it's not the end of the world. Like, I think regardless, you can probably get away with only fueling once here. And there's, like, there's a bit of a penalty, not a penalty, but, you know, it takes a little bit of time to do, like, that second fuel. So if you can fuel once and you're not going to lose the lap time because of it, I think that's usually advised. But he's going to need to put more fuel in the car, so that's going to take a little bit longer, which is, you know, frustrating for him for sure.
Stevo's still pulling away from him as well at the moment. Fishtail right on the back, 4 attempts. And closing. I think that'll be a move this lap.
Oh yeah, he's right on the back of him. Yeah.
Jake is hard onto the inside.
Yeah, and that's smart. I mean, we'll see what happens here, but usually if you can keep that inside, then you get it around that kind of long sweeping corner. You get it into at the end of the next straight as well, which is nice.
One thing that Citroen is very good at is he's very good on the brakes. So trying to outbrake is always a challenge.
Yeah.
And
you can even see his
position again.
fishtails drop back a little bit here.
Oh.
Really wide there. I think his fishtails maybe through here.
Jake's got the inside
but again Jake's got that inside, yeah. Wow, great defending.
Drifting to defend. Jay still stayed out. Look at his tyre. Oh my gosh, this is what mine looked like on my last lap.
I think I said 8 a couple of laps ago was probably the max. I'm surprised he's out doing a 9th. Cause I won't be shocked if that's dead by the end of this lap.
That's a penalty, I think. That's what mine looked like when I finished, and yeah, penalty. Yeah, and the lap times are just they're not worth the risk.
Look at the time he's made up though to these two in front fighting, and Apex as well has just kind of followed them all along. Now he's past Jay. Ronnie's right there too.
Ronnie's having a great race. He's round the outside of Jay. Jay leads pace. He does. Oh,
Ronnie's going to have a penalty there. Not the end of the world, though. Probably half a second. Maybe another one there. Yeah, there you go.
And then we've got Zaskar now with a run on him.
Yeah. I mean, regardless, like, a second penalty, not the end of the world. Avoided any damage there coming around traffic in the last couple of turns. And Zaskar's got a penalty, too, so... Oh, Shippo's right there, too. It was a good battle back here.
Oh, this is Shippo being right there is natural. He's in his normal hoovering position.
Look at that Renault.
Oh, Isaiah.
Oh, see, here's the thing: we didn't think Isaiah was making up much ground, but now he's up to 8th. He's right on the back of 6th. I mean, he'll be in the mix, I think, at the end.
Well, these two have got penalties in front of him.
Yeah.
There's a good chance that. Well, maybe Ronnie, maybe not Zaskar.
It's only a second and a bit behind, second and a half, not even, behind Zaskar. So it's possible by the end of this straight here. Back to Ronnie. I think the Lamborghini's a strong car here. I believe. Not sure how it does on its tires, but that combined with the fact that he's driving quite well.
Yeah, I think did Smiley get second or third yesterday?
I didn't look back at the sprint results.
I think he did.
But I think there was a daily race here not that long ago, and the Lambo was the clear choice.
So Isaiah up to 7th. 16 seconds off of Matt though in the lead.
Yeah, how are Matt's tires looking? Honestly, not that different from Isaiah's, so... if Isaiah is thinking about a one-stop... Oh yeah, down to Apex now. Oh, Apex a little wide there. Still kept it ahead. Apex's tires look pretty good. Like, if there's anyone going for a one-stop, maybe in these top 5 or 6, I'm guessing it's him.
Yeah, I think he's got... I don't know, because of the gap he's already got to Matt trying to battle through, but that's a doable gap to close if he can keep his pace in the sort of where he was just in the 42s.
Yeah. Yeah, I think as soon as you start dipping into the 43s, I think you start losing too much time to the guys in front. So if you can keep it there maybe just for a couple laps towards the end of the stint, he's in good shape if he wants to try that one-stopper.
Still got lots of cars close as well.
Yeah, we still got these 3 battling back here. Shippo, Ronnie, and Isaiah is a little bit ahead of Shippo now, but... I think based on Steve-O's tires... Shippo's tires are better?
Than Ronnie's, yeah.
Yeah. I think based on where Steve-O's tires are right now, looks like he might be doing the same strat that Panda did, which I think was medium, soft, medium.
Yeah, so he won't fuel on the first stop then, probably.
Yeah, I think that's the way to do it, and then you get a little bit more out of your softs.
My dad is my hero on the front of Ronnie's car.
That's nice. It's nice to see him racing too. I mean, obviously everyone deals with that a little bit differently, but I feel like we have a pretty good community here when stuff like that happens. Obviously, everyone's available to talk and hang out. So
He appreciated what we did last week as well.
Yeah, it was nice to see.
Jake is still behind Apex at the moment.
I'm just looking at Jay because he's out of the pits now. Down in 11th. I'm assuming he's going medium to the end, but...
He surely won't be able to get softs to go long enough to do another soft.
No, I don't think so. He's purple right now, though, through Sector 1, so... keep an eye on that. Oh, he's got a penalty, actually. So he won't be purple in a bit.
It's another thing about this track as well, some of the penalties are really punishing. In terms of like, the actual track limits themselves.
Yeah.
There's one that you get around this last bit, and I get it, I don't even know where I've gone off.
On the last turn? Or the second to last?
The last two.
Yeah.
I'll get a penalty there, and I'm like, where they go from?
Yeah, there's that yellow sausage curb kind of down like that little bit of a straight part before the very last corner, and I think if you go fully over that yellow sausage, you'll get a time penalty for sure.
Jake's starting to lose the back of Apex now, so whether that Citroen just becomes a little bit harder to drive on worn tyres, he's definitely falling back into the clutches of Zascar here at the moment.
Yeah, so the Audi R8 effect.
Yeah.
Tires go below 60% and it's undrivable. Steve-O's front left is looking pretty worn now. Oh, to be fair, Matt's is also in the same spot. Fishtail's got a big tire advantage over those two. And he's made up a second, close to a second, to Steve-O in this last lap here.
Shippo and Isaiah are still really close. Ronnie's fallen off a little bit now, but as I said, his tyres are worse than the two cars in front. And he's got a penalty.
For all the complaining the Porsche drivers have done about tires, they're looking like they're in better shape than most of the field right now. Outside of Apex, maybe. But then McLaren, I think, is always good on tires, so...
Yeah. Yes, Fishtail's right caught up to the back of Steve-O. I think if Fishtail could pull a one-stop, he's definitely in range of Matt still if Matt goes for a two.
Yeah, like, within 10 seconds, and Matt for sure, I think, at this point, like, he's not going to get softs to the end, he started on mediums, like, he has to do a two-stop. Same with Steve-O, like, I don't think there's any way he stretches those out long enough to just do a one-stopper with softs.
The Fishtail down only with half of his tyre worn. If he can do another... Well, I went on lap 23. Me and Ashfield went on lap 23.
Yeah, I think at a bare minimum... At a bare minimum, you'd have to be 22, probably. Like, maybe you could stretch out that soft for a 13th lap?
I couldn't have.
No. Well, the Merc wouldn't be able to either, but...
Let's see if he's got the tyre whispering skills of Filthy, because Filthy did like 24 or 5 on them mediums.
Yeah, I couldn't believe how long he went. Yeah, I think Steve-O's struggling on that front left now.
So I think if he's copying Panda's strat, he'll be in this lap.
Yeah, and this is totally fine because you're... Oh yeah, uh-oh. He must have gone off somewhere. We didn't see it though.
Apex down to 9th.
Oh, that's a shame. I think if he was going for a one-stop, I think he had an outside shot there too.
Matt's in.
So Matt's in. Steve-O stayed out. And I think the undercut here is pretty strong. So I feel like Matt's probably going to be better off here.
Well, he had a 10-second advantage anyway, didn't he? As long as Matt doesn't come out in too much traffic, which he shouldn't do, because the field is quite spread.
The other thing to watch is if he fuels now, or if he fuels during a second stop.
He's fueling now.
Yes, he's taking fuel, yeah.
He's only took a...
no, he didn't take a lot. So to me, like, I think that's a mistake. I mean, he had some time to play with, but I think fueling twice is almost always going to take you longer than fueling once.
I think it's instantly like 3 or 4 seconds as soon as you accept fuel. Harsh just wanted to point out that the fuel tank on that Citroen is a joke, and I agree.
Yeah, it is.
Fortunately, ERL is not aiming for net zero like the F1, so it's okay that we burn through this much fuel, but...
Yep. Nor are we aiming for a Citroen sponsorship, since we've been talking about their fuel efficiency, so...
Yeah, but it's Batman's car, isn't it? It doesn't have to be fuel efficient.
True. Yeah, if it looks cool enough, it's fine.
Exactly. And he's doing a good job in it, up in third at the moment. He's staying out. Jake will stay out until that fuel goes, I think. I don't see why you'd pit any earlier. At the moment, his tyres still look quite good.
I'm shocked Steve-O's staying out here.
The gap to Fishtail hasn't got much smaller, though.
I wonder if he's thinking, you know, he's in open air right now. You don't
10 seconds
risk getting caught up in traffic. Yeah, like, who's never going to obviously catch his brother on pits, but I'm just thinking for his own race, with Fishtail only, you know, less than a second behind him and maybe doing a one-stop. Zaskar's up to third now as well with some of these pits.
Once you've gone past lap 16, 17, the two-stop doesn't make sense unless you do soft.
Yeah. And even like that's what I did. I did medium 16 and then soft, and it didn't end up working out all that well. so even there, like I don't know. I think you're right. Like as soon as you get to this kind of point in the race, if you're still on those tires, you know you're losing a bit of time. You know, might as well just stretch them out and save the second stop.
It becomes very dicey at the end, though.
Yeah.
I think on the end of the medium stint, I dropped into the 44s, and again at the end of the softs.
The softs fall off really hard. Like you can do like a 41 or a 42 one lap, and then the very next lap, if you kind of hit that point where they wear, you're down in like the high 43s.
Insider information, so I got an exclusive from the Chunk Soul brother that Steve-O is doing medium soft. So Steve-O will either be this lap or the next.
Insider information. And I wonder if that's come from Panda having done medium soft medium and thinking that he could have stretched it out a little bit more.
Well, race winner did medium soft.
True.
I'm not sure what Honda did. Did Honda do medium soft?
I know he two-stopped. I don't know what his tire choices were, though. I mean, Steve-O's keeping this gap to Fishtail, like, at just over a second. It's been like this for the last couple laps. It initially looked like Fishtail was catching him, but he hasn't been able to get close enough to attempt to move or anything here.
Let's go back a little bit. There's a couple of cars looking close here.
Isaiah's up to fourth.
Panda is on chat saying Steve-O to box.
Box for hards.
Plans. Same as Vegas for signs, where he changed his mind last minute.
Yeah, oh my god. I watched that this morning because there was no way I was staying up till like 1 a.m. to watch it last night. What time was that race on for you guys? Like 5, 6 in the morning?
6. I didn't watch it till 3 o'clock this afternoon.
Yeah.
I was meant to get up, but I just didn't.
It's a tall ask.
So is Apex gonna hold Matt up? Is he gonna battle him? Apex is, if he's doing a one stop, then he wants to. Oh, it's deep.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, it's
He
deep.
is deep. I think Matt's through. Well, that answers that. Steve-O's out again.
Well, you just said you went to 16 and it weren't enough, so maybe he's got to do 18.
Honestly, I don't even know that, like, the softs were fine at the end. I think just overall, I felt like it didn't have enough pace to make it work. Like, I think, in hindsight, a one-stop would have been quicker for me if I could have stretched those mediums out. Fishtails are right on Steve-O now, though. I think he's really struggling on that front left now.
Yeah, 2 temps. Steve-O's still, Fishtail's still got such a better tire advantage over Steve-O as well.
Yeah, him and Zaskar right behind him, both their tires look like they can definitely stretch this out for a one-stop, so I would expect that's what they're doing at this point.
Well, they need about...
Another 5 laps?
5 more laps out of him. It's through this set. I don't know whether it's Fishtail just not wanting to attack to save his tyres, but he's just lost another half a second there.
Yeah, I mean, his lap times are... He's in the 143s. Like, I think that's fine for a one-stop at this point in your tire stint. But you're right. Like, there were probably a couple times where he could have tried to overtake Steve-O. It seems like he's got a little bit more pace than him right now.
Because now Matt's through, he's got
some clear air now.
A little bit of clear air before he gets to the back of Isaiah, and then all these cars are gonna dive into the pit. So Matt will be a pit stop ahead at this rate.
Yeah, he's only 14 seconds off Steve-O. What's the pit loss here? Like 27, 28, something like that.
Something like that, yeah. Right, here we go, down towards turn 1.
Steve-O's got that inside though. You know he likes to defend.
Fishtail should have held him more narrow.
Yeah. The other thing to keep in mind if you're Fishtail here as well is you, like, pick your spot for sure, but you don't want to be battling around a whole lap because you're going to start eating through the rest of that tire pretty quickly.
Well, they are battling, and at the moment this is just bringing Zaskar back up to him.
Yep.
Zaskar can see them again now.
Yeah, he's really... I mean, he made up 2 seconds to Fishtail that last lap. 2 seconds to Steve-O.
Yeah, I think Fishtail needs to get this move done as soon as possible, because Steve-O's tyres are that old. He's running at Steve-O's pace at the moment.
Yeah. I think you can see, like, lap 17 and 18 for Steve-O into the 44s, and then 45's last lap. Like, I think for sure end of lap 16 was probably where he needed to come in. Oh, Jake's done the fastest lap. I don't know if... Maybe you said that earlier. I definitely missed it.
I did not.
He's out on softs.
Zaskar 7 tenths behind now.
Yeah. Yeah, he's right on them. There goes Steve-O. So we think he's doing soft for his last 2 stints?
Soft. I've heard it from Fred Vasseur himself. Oh, he might not like that, actually. So, at the moment, Fishtail in P1, Zaskar half second behind in P2, Isaiah P3, yet to stop, or his tyres are looking pretty bad as well.
Yeah.
At this point, he's trying a one-stop, but I don't think he's going to get... He's going to have to nurse.
44.0 last lap. Like,
he's going to have to nurse them softs.
Yeah. And you're kind of at that spot now where you, like, I think you just commit to it, right?
Yeah. I mean, he isn't getting 15 laps out of the softs.
No.
So he's got to go. He's got to keep going. I mean, Matt's just caught him by a second.
Yeah.
This lap already.
I mean, Matt is flying 41.9, 41.7, 41.8, 41.8.
Ander said his apprentice went rogue. Should have come in 2 laps earlier.
That's why he's an apprentice. Lots to learn.
Matt half a second behind Isaiah now. Got an American 1-2-3, but I don't think it's going to stay like that.
No, none of them have pitted yet. And yeah, Matt's looks like he's up the inside here. I mean, I think Matt's in a really good spot right now. He's less than 8 seconds off the lead. Those guys haven't pitted.
I mean, he's definitely made up the pit that he'll lose from not pitting, if that makes sense.
Yeah, close to it. Now, the other thing to keep in mind, though, is like he's still going to have to fuel just like these guys, so his second pit's not going to be maybe as fast as it could have been. At least a couple seconds worth of fuel time there.
I mean, his last lap was a 41.7. These two in front of him are in
44s. Bishop had a 46 on lap 19. I'm assuming that was behind Steve-O.
Yeah, and they've caught up to the back of the chick now.
The chick, our resident Spaniard. I like his livery.
You like his what?
his
Oh,
his car looks nice.
The chick moved out of the way there for a little thank you from Zaskar. Look, 2 seconds already. Specs has took out of these two.
Yeah. Just flipping back down. Shippo's only is 4 seconds off Jake. Also came out on softs.
Apex yet to pit. Definitely got the healthiest tyres of the guys that haven't pit yet as well.
Oh, Ronnie came back out on softs, and they are they are cooked already.
That's mad to think that Jake 41.3 fastest lap. Matt's 41.7 on the harder
mediums.
compound.
I didn't see was Matt in some of the practices earlier this week? I don't think I saw him as much as normal.
I haven't seen him. So
Keeping this performance under wraps.
Steve-O's come out in 8th, so he's 30 seconds behind the lead. 25 seconds behind his brother, so he's definitely got a pit again, so that Isaiah's in under lap 21. So I think that's too early to one stop.
Yeah, that's so. What you're asking 14 laps from the softs, or he's just going to do 7 and 7 and play it safe? But
I think by the end of the first 3 or 4 laps, he'll decide whether he has to go in again.
Yeah.
So should we expect to see a fastest lap here from Steve-O?
Well, he's going to need to set a couple if he wants to start reeling his brother in. But I think realistically his race now is probably with Fishtail and Zaskar. So I think he just wants to try to close that gap as much as possible.
That's 28 seconds there over a pit stop ahead, and Steve-O's still back to pit.
Yeah, and this is, I think this is the challenge with like this strategy. I think the one stop caught a couple people off guard because I was looking at the times because I did the same strat that Steve-O's doing now, and it was the same thing. Like you're doing the math in your head about like how quickly you need to be going and how much time you need to take off each lap, and it unless you're flying, it's a little unrealistic.
Yeah, you just need the card that allows you to do it.
Yeah. And you said you came in on lap 23?
Yeah.
For your one stop, so Fishtail and Zaskar are looking like they could maybe get another lap out of their mediums if they wanted, but...
So Apex has come in, but that car being as good as it is on its tyres, that might not be too bad for him.
Yeah. I was surprised Smiley 2 stopped today. Because he's in the McLaren as well, and you'd think the softs last a little bit longer at the end of those stints.
So,
but I guess we'll see with Apex here.
Matt is now right on the back of these guys.
Yeah, he's made up so much ground already. That's crazy. Like a full pit stop.
absolutely flying, isn't he? I mean, his race pace is easily as quick as half the people out of our race today.
Yeah, and to be fair, like Matt's come down from the pro, I guess, tier last year and was very competitive. Like, I think he had a couple podiums as well. So, I think his pace is there when he's got time to put in the practice during the week. Oh, he's waiting. He's waiting. Was waiting.
That is right.
Yeah. Now this might bring Steve-O back into this a little bit, because that's a lot of time that Matt's kind of waited there for Zast's car to get back past.
And Fishtail kept going. Obviously, he wasn't involved.
Yeah.
So that time that Matt's just made up, he's got to do it again.
Yeah. Zast's car stays out. I think he knows. Like, I knew Matt was probably going to pass him. Just kind of ceded the position there afterwards. It was a little bit messy on that hairpin, though. So I think Fishtail kind of comes out as a winner from that. I mean, he's put another 8 seconds between him and Matt.
And Matt's still got a pitch, still got a fuel.
Yeah, and Steve-O, I think, is the other one. Like, he probably made up a good 7 or 8 seconds there just from not being involved. So,
well, the gap was 30 seconds. It's now 20.
Yeah, under 20.
So he's
at the fastest
11
lap,
seconds.
too.
11 seconds off his brother, roughly.
Yeah, so still work to do, but one more incident, and then it's a lot closer.
Did Ozar come out on softs? He did. I want it to work for him, but I'm concerned that's too early.
Yeah, I mean, you can already see they're visibly worn, and you still got to take them another 11 laps, so... I think if you're him now, like, I don't know, maybe you just push very hard and do 7 and 7. I'm not sure if it makes sense trying to stretch them out that long, especially if it actually ends up dead at the end of the race. You're going to just shed time.
Well, he's 17 seconds behind Steve-O, so he's under a pit stop behind Steve-O. He's definitely going to have to pit again.
So 24 laps.
Seconds, 11 seconds ahead of Apex.
I mean, these guys are barely going to need to fuel. Like, they'll need to put in a little bit, but it's not a crazy amount to get another 11 laps.
So have they been fuel saving as well?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to think back to how much I had to put in the Merc, and it was definitely more than that.
So Fishtail comes out in 4th. Jay ahead, very worn medium, so we should catch him very quickly, or Jay will box.
Ooh. Yeah, Isaiah's actually managed to stay just ahead of Fishtail there too.
I can't see that whole message, Panda. Zaskar may or may not have hit what?
He may not have what?
I don't know, I can't see it. It only gives me half the message, like a preview. Fishtail right on the back of Isaiah.
So Matt's 12 seconds clear. Steve-O's on softs, but their tires are basically equally worn right now. At least the front left is. So I don't know how many more laps Steve-O's going to be able to kind of claw back some of that time.
Matt's already 12 seconds clear.
Yeah.
So he's over a pit stop ahead of Fishtail at the moment. So Fishtail's got to pump in some laps now and bring some of that, claw some of that time back.
Yeah, like this is where it'll be close, I think, because he should make up some time to Matt over the next couple of laps here. Matt's going to have to come in for his softs, and then Matt's going to have the tire advantage at the end of the race.
The only problem that Fishtail has is he's got a big Lexus and a big BMW still in the way.
Yeah. Now, to be fair, Isaiah is like 41.5 his last lap, 42.4 there, so he's not holding him up necessarily. Jay's mediums are looking really worn, so it'll be interesting to see what he does in a couple of laps.
We'll flick back to, I think these are actually the closest on track, so we'll start where they are.
Yeah, I'm just looking down the order. Apex's softs look good. I would guess that he's just taking those to the end.
Yeah, he came in on lap 22 or 3, so...
Yeah, and then Jake's on new mediums now, so he'll be going to the end for sure.
So Jake needs to jump Jay, maybe Isaiah if he doesn't.
Isaiah, yeah. Isaiah's right on the back of Jay now.
Do have a back marker in front of him as well.
Is it
Tom. That BMW is pretty quick in a straight line, to be fair, so it might not get the as I was trying on the outside.
It's I found that BMW was hard to pass here the couple of times I ran into the back of one today, and it wasn't just Hosh, so.
I was gonna say, if you're trying to overtake, like, you know, the Need for Speed BMW, then you're never gonna catch it.
Yeah, it's impossible.
15 gears, NOS. I got stuck behind it at the beginning as well for about 14 laps. I know how you feel. Jay's in.
Yeah.
Tom letting off to let these guys pass as well, which is good.
Yeah, Tom's another guy who I feel like this season at least, like I think he's been to every race. He's been to a couple practice sessions, likes to jump in and figure out strategies and figure out timing and stuff. It's nice to see some new guys get more involved, I think. Although Tom's in F1 as well, right?
Yeah, Tom's one of the F1 guys. He got second last week out in Austria on a 100% race, and then pipped me to dots. Nice. Because I had 16 seconds worth of penalties. But now Tom's as one of the head stewards in the league as well. He's always down for a good race. I think GT being new to him, but he's learning.
Yeah, there's especially coming from F1. Like I think there's a pretty, not a steep learning curve, but there's a big difference between the two for sure.
F1 has unlimited grip, and these cars don't.
Yeah. So yeah, Steve-O's still, like, that gap is basically held at 13 seconds, and like his softs are just about dead here. And again, like I feel like he maybe would have benefited going to pit now instead of trying to stretch these out another lap, because it's just going to get darker and cooler. He's going to be on low fuel again.
Fishtail's gap to Matt has actually got bigger.
It has, yeah.
Panda's requested.
And he hasn't
to see
really
some
been. He wants to see Steve-O. Well, he's got a penalty right now.
Yeah. Look, that's your fault, Panda.
Look what you've done. Zaskar set the fastest lap though, so Fishtail hasn't made up ground, but Zaskar's maybe made up a couple seconds there. In fact, he's made up almost 3 seconds, I think, to Fishtail over the last couple laps since they've pitted, so maybe Isaiah is holding up a little bit more than we thought.
I think, as you said at the beginning, this track's really hard to actually overtake on.
Yeah.
Like, there's loads of places you can stick your nose in, but you have to be right at the right place at the right time to do it. Like this hairpin, you can dive down the inside. Same with this chicane, but if you're not already there, it is just a dive.
Yeah, you really have to get, I think a big key to it is using kind of previous corners to set up the next one and getting a really good run on some of these. Like here, as Isaiah and Fishtail kind of go through, if you get a really nice run out of there, you can make up a little bit of ground on this straight.
So
but if you don't get a great exit... Yeah, he's flying on these softs. Okay, so Matt's in. And I'm guessing Steve-O's in here too. Yeah, there he goes.
So...
Oh, he almost hit the barrier on the way in.
So Isaiah and Fishtail, they're going to come out behind. Oh no, Matt's still got a fuel to be fair, so this stop's going to be longer.
Yeah, so Matt's will be... I mean, Steve-O's going to have to fuel too. But I think it's really Fishtail. Yeah, look, Fishtail's maybe jumped him here. It's going to be really close.
Fishtail's softs don't look that old either. Now Matt is behind.
Yeah, I mean, they're, what are they, 3-4 laps older, I guess?
And Zaskar's come out right on the back of Matt as well. Obviously, we've just seen that Zaskar's been flying recently. Matt's got to warm these tyres up too.
Now, Zaskar's tires are visibly more worn than Fishtail's, and they pitted at the same time, so I think, you know, the lap time has been great to kind of bring him back into it, but at the expense of maybe the end of his race.
Yeah, but if he can get Matt defending, slow him down, maybe he can help his American comrade keep going.
Now, there's no way Isaiah's taking these to the end of the race, right? Like, I don't think it's actually possible, but he's fueled to the end of the race, so
he's over-fueled, I think, though, looking at that.
Yeah.
So what, 5.5 more laps?
Oh, they're gonna be dead. But again, like, I think at this point, like, so maybe, like, your last 2 laps are in, like, the 46s or 47s on dead tires. That's still probably faster than a whole other pit, though.
I mean, Fishtail needs to get past as soon as possible. Because as soon as Matt gets into the slipstream and pulls past, or pulls into this fight...
Good exit here and just get it done on the straight. But it doesn't look like he made up a ton of... Yeah, it is. Out of the corner.
He's got to use that tyre advantage. He's going to have to brake late because he needs to put a car between him and Matt. Otherwise, Matt's going to come past him.
I honestly, like, I think he was even a bit far back there to even try to dive. I think the end of this corner is where he's right on the back of him now. Yeah, position yourself at the inside. Yeah.
Oh, no.
To be fair, Isaiah's defending really well. I mean, especially on dead tires, but Matt's right on the back of both of them now.
Yeah. Harsh taught him them defending skills.
And Steve-O, I think something's happened to Steve-O there. He's behind Jake and Apex now.
Oh, Matt, don't force it. What a move around the outside.
Wow.
Absolutely dominant drive there. Let's see if Isaiah does hold these tyres to the end. Because if he slows Matt down, then this fight can continue. And Daskar's now also on the back of it. So just like our race, top 4 within 2 seconds of each other, coming to the dying laps.
To be fair, like, look at Isaiah's lap times. He's still in the 42s.
I think he could. I don't know if he'll get him to the end. That's a lot of laps to do.
That's a hell of a job if he stretches these out to the end. Like, that's really impressive, I think.
So we did a full-length practice race Friday, and I pitted lap 21 then, and
Matt is flying.
Matt is fast.
Yeah. Look, they've both dropped Fishtail a little bit here, which is surprising given Isaiah's tires. And Zaskar's hanging on the back of this too.
Astonishing drive scene as though. Weren't he like 13th, 12th at the beginning of this race?
Yeah.
The one stop's definitely the way to go then. It's definitely the quickest, quicker option. By looking at this.
Yeah, like given the traffic that he came through. And again, like, I think the worry is always that you're going to lose too much time when they're worn, but, I mean, he's just in the 43s that last lap, so even if he's losing a couple seconds a lap from here to the end, it's still quicker than that second pit, probably.
I do think that he will end up losing out overall to Fish and Zaskar.
Agreed. I think ultimately if he hangs on to 4th, I mean, that's still a great, from where he started on the grid, like, that's a great finish for him. And again, Steve-O's like, I don't know what happened to Steve-O, but he's behind Jake, he's behind Apex.
A little bit deep there.
And he definitely lost time.
Yeah, I think there was. I think Fischtail's letting back through.
Oh, yeah.
So now Zaskar's in second. Matt already pulled 5 seconds.
You know what's like? Look at Zaskar's tires compared to Isaiah's, and like Zaskar pitted way later, didn't he?
Yeah, like lap 24, like 3 laps later.
Yeah.
So I think whatever techniques he was using to save tyres, stint 1, he forgot them.
He's burned through them.
So maybe Isaiah can pip Zaskar.
I mean, look at them. I think Fishtail's in great shape, looking at his tires.
Yeah.
Isaiah has convinced me over the last couple of laps that he's somehow going to get these to the end, which is impressive. Zaskar has lit his front left tire ablaze and does not care.
He's just running for the hills.
And Matt's just kind of sailing away, I think, at this point. Just a really well-managed race. I mean, there was that little incident that I think the 3 of them had, which I'm sure will get sorted out, but he waited and still has a 6.5 second gap now, so.
It's quite unusual though, really, considering, let's see if Fishtail can get past Isaiah here. The last 2 races, Matt's had a challenge fighting with his brother and Isaiah and Fishtail at the sharp end of the field, but today he's just drove away. It's been a great drive.
I think if you're Isaiah now, I mean, he doesn't know what the tire wear looks like, but from our perspective, Fishtail was probably going to get through regardless. I think, you know, nurse these to the end. You probably stay ahead of Apex, and maybe Zaskar comes back to you.
Smiley says Fishtail's saving clever, finished second. I agree. I mean, look at that tyre for Zaskar.
Yeah, I think this is... The tire difference is going to be so big here. It should be a fairly straightforward
It's literally like 30-40% difference. I mean, I need to get him to show me how he saved all that tyre, if I'm honest. That's an amazing effort in terms of saving tyres.
We didn't think there was any way he was going to take those softs. It'll be, what, 14 laps, I think we said? He pitted lap 21? It's a really good job with those.
Let's have a quick flick down the rest of... Oh, these 3 are still battling. I was coming back. I just held up the inside.
Here, I'll flip down and see if there is
I stuck it back. His dead tyre, he stuck the position back on Fishtail.
This is crazy. These guys... Like, Zaskar's front left is completely dead now, so I think that's... If you're Isaiah, that's what you want to be avoiding.
Isaiah's not going to get these to 35.
Yeah, look at the understeer when that tire dies.
Yeah, Zaskar's moved over. I think he knows now. It's too late.
I think if you're Isaiah, like, again, we have the benefit of seeing everyone's tire wear, but you let Fishtail through and you kind of keep your podium.
But why? Let's be fair though. If you're Isaiah, why would you think that Fishtail's tyres would be 50% better?
Yeah, 100%.
In the same car? Like, it just doesn't make any sense. He's done an absolutely stellar job at saving them tyres, I'll be honest.
That's crazy.
And now Isaiah will probably out-drag the Porsche.
I mean, Fishtail was caught up how many laps behind Isaiah just because he couldn't out-drag him down a straight. So, I mean, he's got the inside here, he's got the better tires, he should be able to make this stick now.
I don't think Isaiah's doing 2 more laps on that tyre, though. He's going to die at some point.
Yeah, I think the benefit is that, you know, Zaskar's is already dead. Apex is... Well, every time I flip to Apex, he has a penalty. Apex is, I think he's got an outside shot at the podium, because if Isaiah's tire dies on that last lap, he's only 4 seconds off.
Look who's behind him. And then again, Steve-O's tyres aren't great either. They are better
Steve-O's
than
are the best of basically anyone from 3rd down to 6th. If Steve-O somehow turns this into a podium, that'll be quite something. Because I still don't know how he ended up behind Jake after that pit stop.
Panda, what plan's this? I know you're watching. Looks like it's working. Jake's sniffing as well. There's an outside chance, maybe, depending on how bad these tyres go for everyone.
Steve-O just wants to be careful here, I think, with racing beside everyone with dead tires.
Oh, what a move on the outside. Oh, he ain't going to get it.
Oh, I didn't make it stick.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, he got himself a penalty anyway.
Yeah, I think he went over that sausage curb. I mean, that's okay. Like, I'm assuming he'll make up the half a second there, but really, like, he's racing for third. All these guys are racing for third now. Isaiah's tire is dead, so you were right. It's going to be one lap on a dead tire here.
Apex is going to pull to the outside of him now.
Look at Apex has come out of nowhere to
it was 8
potentially take this podium
from Ozar. Apex is through.
Yeah, and he's got enough tire to the end, so...
Steve-O's through.
Can Steve-O catch him? That's, I think, the question now.
Steve-O's got a half-second penalty.
Yeah, that's tough.
We won't flick on to Apex, because otherwise, if we do, he gets a penalty.
Yeah. We will jinx him yet again.
We'll make sure we flick on to Matt before the end.
I think Jake's gonna get Isaiah here too.
Just went one lap too early on them mediums.
Yeah. Yeah, like honestly, one lap later and it was basically perfect. I think Matt's coming around the second to last corner here.
Yep, here he is. Absolutely dominant drive. Made the two-stop work. Just no one could answer his pace today.
Yeah, fastest lap.
Matt in
Great
P1.
job. 16 seconds clear of the field. Just what a drive.
Fishtail, P2, a great drive. How he saved them tyres, I don't know.
The tyres.
Absolute
impressive.
Filthy, you've been replaced as a tyre whisperer.
Yeah.
Apex and Steve-O.
Look, Apex has Steve-O right on him. Steve-O's got another penalty.
Apex, then Steve-O, then Jake.
Jake, fifth.
Isaiah
sixth. Zaskar's pitted?
He got 7th anyway, I think he had
okay. I was like, what?
Shippo 8th,
Shippo.
Jay 9th, and then Ronnie in 10th.
Good race from Ronnie. Like he looked solid all throughout. His lap times really consistent.
Yeah, I think he did well.
Too.
Smack, Bibby, Tom, and LeChick must have been lapped by Matt's dominant drive.
Yeah, well done. Great tire saving from Fishtail. Apex came out of nowhere to take the podium. Great job there too.
What shows why you just don't give up, I suppose. So, as we said, Matt first, Fishtail second, Apex third, Steve-O fourth, Jake fifth, Isaiah sixth, Zaskar seventh, Shippo in 8th, Jay in 9th, Ronnie 10th, Smack in 11th, Bibby in 12th, Tom in 13th, and LeChick in 14th. So pole position, first place and fastest lap for Matt.
Oh, that was a hat trick.
Clean sweep. So thank you all for watching, and we'll catch you all next time.